All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We have a lot to cover, but I'm really excited about this call because it's a conglomeration of a lot of different things. And so Justin's been doing a lot of one-on-one and group coachings on how to set goals for this month. I have been listening to Brooke Hemingway. We're actually going to, sorry, we have painters here working. Okay, anyways, we are sitting at the top of a really big month. And so I just want to help you all get how important the month of June is, because we've just come off a really big April, and even bigger May, and then huge potential in June if, and I say if, we choose to dive in. And this is the thing, sometimes after a big month, the tendency is to like, take a break. And I'm not saying not to have balance, not to celebrate, not to, have a rest time, but it needs to be like when you're running a marathon, you go to the drink station, get a quick drink, grab a quick banana, and then you're back onto the back on the path. Okay, so I just wanted to remind everyone there's multiple factors at play this month. So we have the third month of that incentive rolling. Plexus has put out a $6 million stimulus to help 10,000 families make an extra $300 to $600 a month, right? This month. And so we have not only a corporate incentive, well, that incentive, right? They're basically paying us to go talk to people and help them get started, right? Plus we have the 10% off welcome packs. The joining fee is only $9.95. That's not necessarily carrying through the entire summer. So if you want to jumpstart your summer, right now is the time. And I've been telling people, like, right now is the perfect storm, because there is a lot of economic unrest. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on just in the world. And so there's a lot of people that are more open to the business. There are a lot of people that are starting and restarting the products because they're like, what if I can't get to the doctor? I need to work on root core health issues. And we are standing here ready. Okay. So if you've been in Plexus for any length of time and you're like, well, I'm waiting and waiting. Well, here's your time. This is the time, because the floodgates are open. It kind of reminds me of 2015, 2016, that time where there was just a lot of things that aligned themselves, and we're back into this wave of momentum. So you can either choose to pull back and sit and watch other people, or you can choose to ride the wave and put the pedal down. And even though it's scary, because I will say, when you feel momentum, sometimes it feels like, oh, it's out of my control. Like, what's going to happen? I already, helped 10 people last month. How can I help more? Well, don't overthink it. All right. We're going to do this together. And the cool thing about momentum is that when you couple that with a lot of different people, there is something that happens. I wrote some notes down. It's like magic. When there's positive energy and attention on the same thing, plus belief, plus there's multiple people going for the same thing at the same time, it's like this huge, I don't know, ball of energy. I don't know how else to put it. And there's going to be a lot. I just want to correct you, okay? It's really important at the top of a really big month that there are going to be distractions and diversions that pop up. Okay, it could be something in your family. It could be crazy stuff that's going on in the world right now. But we have a choice to either focus on that or hyper focus on it, or we can choose to work in spite of whatever else is going on. So in some sense, you have to put blinders on. Okay. And there's a lot of negativity. There's going to be a lot of opportunity, I'm not saying a lot, but possibly there could be opportunity for you to be like, well, okay, I'm out of the race. I'm not going to push. I'm not going to work. I'm just going to sit back because of XYZ. And I guarantee you, so don't be surprised when stuff pops up and you're tempted to be like, okay, I'm going to just give up. Okay. So remember that your expectation to, if you have the expectation of, you know what, there are probably going to be some distractions that pop up. The month I went Emerald, the day I went Emerald, I should say, my kids were throwing their guts up. But it didn't mean that I wasn't going to go finish my goal that I'd set. Of course, I was taking care of my kids at the same time, but I was also helping people, all right, where I was juggling. And so don't be surprised. I'm not saying to necessarily expect that or call that in, but don't be surprised if it can be a crazy month in other aspects of your life. And the cool thing is that we can be invested in something very, very positive. When there's a lot of negative things going on in the world, we can be invested in bettering people's lives. And when you have a definite focus and purpose, you stay on the path and you stay focused. So I also want to say that when you're making goals, because this call is about goal setting, it's about mapping out your month. I just want to speak to the people that say, I'm not a pen and paper person. I don't write stuff down. I just want to say you need to change the verbiage on that and go write stuff down. And if you have not printed out these PDFs, these were posted on the Consistency Club group, which is now transformed into the Momentum group. These little papers are going to be your map for the month. Okay, you need to get stuff written down on paper so you have a plan. We are going to be mapping out sapphire to diamond, right? And Justin's been helping a lot of different people map stuff out on different calls that he's been doing. But the cool thing is that when you have a checklist, you have a plan. You know where to put your time and energy because you've put it on paper. You're training your brain to be more productive and more goal oriented, because when it's on paper and you can see it and it's visible, I don't even know what percentage more likely to hit your goal. Mm-hmm. So do you want to share a little bit about the things that you've been coaching people on?
Just a few things, with what Megan has already said with momentum. So who can track momentum? Like, I have no idea how you track momentum. I don't know why it comes certain times, and I don't know why it doesn't come other times. It's a strange thing. And so I can't really explain momentum. All I can tell you is that we are in momentum. So if you look over the last couple of months, I mean, look at the number of people that have been added to your team. Look at the number of people that have been added to this team as a whole, and look at the number of people that have been added to Plexus as a whole. Our company is in momentum. And so, again, now why is that? Is it the incentives? I think that has something to do with it. All I know is that we're in momentum. So if you are waiting for momentum, it's here. And a lot of you have already experienced it. A lot of you have already experienced rank ups. A lot of you have already experienced re-ranks. You are adding new people. There's so many Zoom calls going on right now and conversations going on right now. People are hungry for conversation. People are hungry to improve their health. And people are hungry for an additional income stream right now. It's just we live in a time right now of extreme opportunity, and we live in a time right now of extreme responsibility. So the question is, what are we going to do with what we have? What are we going to do with the momentum? And my thing is this is what I've been telling several people I've been coaching, and now's the time. If you have set a goal for yourself, now's the time to go for it. People are excited. People want more. They're working together. This is the time to push. And the thing is that this isn't the time I don't really think this is the time to push for small goals. We can push for small goals when there's no momentum. But when there's momentum, it's like running with the wind at your back. There's just something special about it. It just feels good. It feels right. So if you're going to push for something big, I say do it this month.
Yeah.
I don't know what the incentives will be like for next month. I don't know where momentum will be next month. Again, I don't know how you track momentum. I really don't even know what momentum is necessarily, but I know that we're in it, right? So take advantage of that. And one thing I want to mention is set goals, and don't set small goals. The problem is that with small goals is a lot of time we hit them, right? So set big goals, like Les Brown, he's a motivational speaker. I really enjoy him. And he's like, shoot for the moon. If you shoot for the moon and miss, at least you'll be among the stars. So I say go for it. We have so many things working in our favor right now. Like I said, momentum, we have teamwork, we have excitement, we have all the incentives you could ever want from the corporate office. You don't even have to put money into your own incentives.
Exactly.
Think about all the incentives going on right now. We have $9.94 to join as an ambassador. You have 10% off welcome packs. We get points for welcome packs. We have the stimulus bonuses that are still going on. We have free shipping. There's tons of opportunity to help your business right now. So
they're doing everything basically except talking to people.
They're doing everything but calling the people in your Facebook friends list. And don't give them too much time. They may start doing that. Who knows? These people are crazy. So just, take advantage of what they're handing out. They're extremely generous in what they're doing, and we should take advantage of it. We should use this opportunity. So one thing really fast, I did a video the other day on goal setting. Maybe Megan has posted it somewhere or posted in here. You can check that out just for some tips on goal setting. Oh, good. Okay, good. So I got that from a book that I've been reading and I really enjoy. So listen to that and glean what you can from that. One of the other things is what we need to do, and this is for me because I'm pushing this month too. I'm just not telling you to push. I'm pushing for a huge goal that was set several years ago this month.
And it's scary.
It is scary. What if I don't hit it? Well, the bigger question is, what if I don't go for it? I think that's the biggest question. What if I don't go for it? What if I don't take advantage of the moment? That would be, I don't want to live in regret, so I'm going to go for it. And if I miss, well, then you just get back up and you swing the bat again next month. That's just the way life is sometimes. But you've got to go for it. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And there is a little bit of fear that I have. There is things that with setting goals that I struggle with. There's patterns that I've had throughout my whole childhood and life that hold me back from going for stuff, but I recognize that and I'm going to push through anyway. And that's what I'm doing. So if that's what you're experiencing in light of setting big, scary goals, you're not alone. You're not alone. It's life. The good thing is that we recognize it and we keep moving forward anyway. And in spite of having those feelings, we keep moving forward. But one thing I want to say really fast is I'm just going to pick out some numbers here and just kind of show you some of the things I've been sharing with people. Because let's say you want to get to gold, okay? Gold, it takes 100 points to get to gold, right? Now that would be 20 ambassadors. 20 ambassadors times 5 points apiece gets you to gold, right? So the thing is, a lot of times we focus on the 100 points, and I think it's important to set that goal, although it's really important to set the expectation of what's it going to take to get 100 points? Like how many people, of course it takes 20 people to sign up, but how many people does that mean you need to reach out to?
Mm-hmm. That's a key point.
I think we need to be focusing on the reach out number, not necessarily how many signups we need, because we reach out to the 20 people we need and we don't get it and we get discouraged. Well, we're focusing on the wrong number. So if you need 20 people to hit your goal, I would recommend multiplying that at a minimum by at least 10. Like that means you need to reach out to 200. Mm-hmm. And that would be, you're doing really good. That means you're converting 10% of the people that you're talking to, which would be a really high number. And the thing is I think we just need to dwell in reality of the amount of work and conversations these rank ups take. Mm-hmm. When we approach things with that knowledge, then we can approach things with confidence.
And a good expectation.
Yeah, a good expectation. This is how much work this is going to take. It's going to take at least 200 conversations to get 20 people. Mm-hmm. It's probably going to take more, but at least you're setting a higher expectation of the work needed to get the goals accomplished. And that's one thing I'm sharing with people. The cool thing about some of you may be brand new and you might be able to reach out to 20 people and sign them because it's new, it's exciting. Everybody in your network hasn't heard of it. They want to start. That could happen. Some of you have been around a long time, so it might take a little bit more. It's just, you never know, but it's going to take a lot of work. But whenever we set big goals and we do the work necessary to accomplish them, it's worth it. It just does something to us. It does something to our spirit. It does something to our confidence. It does something to our, it even does something to our face. Like you start to light up and smile. You just feel good about yourself and doing these things.
It's dopamine.
Countenance. It does something to your countenance, right? So I guess my encouragement is set your goals big. because this is the time to do it, because we have all the outside help that we need right now to help us. So take advantage of that, set your goals big, and make sure you look at the amount of work it's going to take to hit that goal, and then go for it.
And like you were saying last night, you were talking to several different teams, but basically it's your organization needs to reach out to X amount of people. It's not like you have to personally go reach out to 3,500 people or whatever.
Right. So let's say if you have a team under you. The cool thing about this business is the more people pull in the chariot, the farther and faster you're going to go. I mean, the farther you're going to go, the faster you're going to get there. So you have to work as a team. The more teamwork that we can get going, the farther we're going to go, the faster we're going to go, and the more fun we're going to have, because you're doing it with other people and there's accountability. It's always better to do things with others. So don't forget that. And if you need 200 reach outs, if you're doing all those on your own, that can get pretty tiring, but that means your organization would need 200 reach outs or 2,000 reach outs, whatever it is. I mean, and so let people know on your team, hey, this is the goal. This is how many calls at a minimum we're going to need to make. And then just start, because I think people don't really understand how much work or how many conversations it takes. So if we're sharing that with people, I think the more successful we're going to be.
Well, because we're clear. We know exactly what we need to do, because it does break down into numbers and like math. So if you have the math right, you can make things happen. And the other thing is, when you're talking about X number of reach outs in order to hit however many signups, it's also a different ballgame if you're dealing with a senior Ruby team versus like a gold team. You may have gotten yourself primarily to gold, and so maybe you're not going to be throwing it out and scaring it, freaking out your wholesaler saying, hey, we need to do this many reach outs, especially if they're not joining for the business. But your goal when you're going gold, you need to have, a good conversion rate for silvers is 10%, 10, 20, 30%. And so out of those 20 people that you recruit, if you recruited 20, there's different ways to go gold. You might have recruited 10 and had, multiple people go silver. It's honestly really, really, really important that you have the duplication happening by the time you hit gold. If you're super silver, you want to have at least 1 to 2 people go silver. That means you have, out of 10 people, you have 1 to 2 to 3 people going silver or working on it. Okay. Same with when you go gold, maybe you have 16 people on your team and you need 4 more. And you're like, whoa, well, I've done all this work. Your person that's going to go silver may be one of those 4 that you haven't signed yet. Okay. So just keep that in mind as you're recruiting. It is a whole lot better to have duplication happening at the same time as you're recruiting. And yes, it's 2 different skill sets, because you're learning how to recruit, but you're also learning to teach people, how to get their 3. But it's really important to start that process early instead of waiting and doing all the work and burning yourself out. Okay, so just keep that on your brain. And one more thing I will just say, if you start your rank up at the beginning of the month, you're not going to be frazzled at the end of the month trying to get people to silver, trying to add your 6 people and make, stressing out yourself and stressing out your family. And so what the goal is, what we're trying to do with this momentum group that we're hosting and the personal, the one-on-one mentorship group on Thursday afternoons, where we're here teaching and coaching, and we're, we have multiple power hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays you guys can plug into. The goal with that is so that we're systematically working through our month as professionals. We're not crash landing into our week, crash landing at the end of the month being like, oh shoot, it's the 28th, I haven't signed anyone yet. Now I got to get to work. Well, you're cramming 28 days into like 2 days. So I just want to help you guys have a mindset like we have to be systematic in how we work. And I'm going to repost that How to Work series that Brooke and Emily did. The first 10 days of the month, these are the things you're going to be working on. And we're going to be talking about that here in a minute.
One more thing, and then I'll go. But real quick, you might be thinking, well, who are we going to reach out to? Well, almost 1,000 people have been added to this team in the last 2 months. Almost 1,000 new ambassadors have been added to this team in the last 2 months. Now, the thing is, you don't have to necessarily go out and find all the people. We have to work smart. Yeah, we need to personally recruit, but that's 1,000 people on this team that are eligible for the stimulus bonus this month. Mm-hmm. That's 1,000 people that are eligible to sign 3 people, sign 6 people. That's a whole brand new market that we should be talking to. And one is because they're already on the products. We should be following up with them anyway. But 2, we need to be talking to them about the stimulus bonus that's available to them. And here's another, I guess, a secret is when you're talking to someone new, especially right now, let's say about this stimulus package, you don't have to ask them if they want to work the business. I don't think signing 3 people is working the business. I just don't. I think it's just living life and sharing something you enjoy with somebody. So be careful with your wording as you and your team are reaching out to a lot of these new ambassadors that are on your teams. You know, you don't necessarily have to ask them if they want to work the business, but you do need to share the stimulus bonus opportunity with them. Let them make the decision. You don't have to pressure them. Just let them know what's available. And you might be surprised how many of them are interested in that bonus. So that's, like I said, that's a whole new market. That's 1,000 people on this team that are eligible for that new stimulus bonus. So.
And when we sign people, 99% of the time, as long as it is doable for everyone. It was a little bit crazy at the end of the month. We were just trying to get people signed. Send me your info. But guess what? We get on the phone with them. If we're not on the phone with them when they sign, we are on the phone with them in really quickly right after. He spent multiple times this week already with new ambassadors. He signed a guy from New Jersey, he signed another guy from California. They may be listening to this call, or they may be on, who knows? But the idea is if you are not signing people over the phone, you will not retain them like you could if you had that personal connection, because people need your insight, your input. You are more experienced than them, so you have a bigger perspective. And I'm assuming that it's your goal to help people go silver, right? You don't have to say, do you want to work the business? And you don't have to say, do you want to go silver? That wigs people out. You need to say, hey, I'm just letting everyone know, I know you're getting started on the products, but I'm just letting you know if you help 3 or 6 friends get started this month, Plexus has the stimulus put out so you can make an extra $300 to $600, and then you don't have to pay for your products the next couple months. And you can say, it is my goal to help people do that. Does that sound like something that you want to do? Mm-hmm. And then shut up, just be quiet, let them talk. Yeah. And you can also ask them, have you thought of anyone that the products could help? Be quiet. Because I guarantee you, if you let them talk and you let them think, it is uncomfortable. And you have to get used to practicing just asking the questions. But if you don't ask the question, you'll be very unlikely to help people go silver, because it is a skill set to learn.
Cool.
Awesome.
Guys, thanks for letting me jump on. I gotta go.
All right. Okay.
Too many fires to put out.
We have some things to talk about really quickly. So I'm going to just kind of systematically go through some things that I have written down and I feel like will be super helpful to you in hitting your goals this month. Number 1, if you're taking notes, write down why and figure out what you want. This is the key. This is so key. If you do not have clarity on what you want and why you're going for it, you will not be successful, because the first time someone says something snarky or you get a no back, you're going to be derailed and defeated, and you're going to want to hide in a hidey hole. You can go curl up in a ball and cry for a minute, but then you need to get back to it, because you're going to have your why written down, and there's going to be no question as to why you're doing this. Okay. And if you have that clarity, it kind of doesn't matter if someone thinks that you're just trying to sell them something, because if you've decided this is the reason why I want to help people, and I promise you that's going to come through. And it's usually a figment of our imagination to be like, oh, I don't want people to think I'm trying to sell them something, right? Because if we're clear, our heart is going to come through, and it's going to shine through that, okay? And so you also need to become clear on what you're avoiding or resisting, and write it down. And then this is the key. Key to success is having clarity. If you do not, you will wander around on a very painful roller coaster. And I promise you, if you're not clear, then you're usually not consistent, and inconsistency is painful. All right. And if you've been inconsistent the past couple of months and maybe you feel like, whoa, they're talking about momentum, I don't have momentum, you can spark it this month. I promise you, I promise all of you, if you're consistent, even digging in today and every day henceforth and till the end of the month or forevermore, you will see some crazy things happen, okay? It's that law of sowing and reaping, just like I talked about in the 90-day journal. So we're going to print out our sheets. We're going to get clear on our goals. We're going to get clear on our why. We're going to get stuff written down, okay? We're also going to hammer the basics. Guys, this business is insanely simple, but like Amy Booker and other people say, it's not necessarily sexy. It's not super fancy, but it's the simple daily tasks that are going to move you forward in your business. And I just love this analogy. I don't remember which football coach said it, but he's like an NFL coach. I don't know, Justin left, I don't know what his name is, but he would like get the football and say, gentlemen, like on the first day of practice, gentlemen, this is a football. Okay, and so I think we need to just remember the basics of this business. Okay, make your lists, message, and follow up. Make your lists, reach out, follow up, okay? And as you do that, guess what? You're gonna learn the process. You're gonna fall in love with the process because the process is what's going to bring you results. And when you have results, you get confidence. When you get confidence, I mean, that whole dopamine thing that starts going off and firing in your brain, you're like, oh my word, this is so exciting. So I just encourage you, fall in love with the process. You don't have to love every single aspect of your business. There might be some things that you love more, but you cannot let certain things be areas of avoidance. And I promise you, a lot of people avoid the thing that moves the needle forward in their business, okay? So leaders are not avoiders, okay? So we're not gonna be avoiders. And this is the thing, you are lifting your leadership lid. I promise you. You're getting more disciplined, you're growing in character, you're learning a skill set. And so this is a process that we're learning together. Okay, and I want you to write this down. Like, I'm not a cusser, but Brooke Hemingway keeps saying this over and over, and I don't know how else to say it besides just to say it. And this is Brooke Hemingway's quote: "No BS. What's it gonna take?" You can write it down. It's kind of like, you know what? There's no excuses this month. And I just want to encourage every single person on this call that has a point goal set or a rank up goal set or any sort of goal set is to go sponsor 6 people. Plexus has rolled out the red carpet for us to achieve that and earn that. And every single one of us needs to go get 6. Okay. And it's not simple. It's not complicated. Keep it simple. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. You're simply looking for 6 people that want better health, better skin, and want to lose weight. Do you have 6 people in your life that you could help do that this month? Yes, you do. Right? Sometimes it just takes someone verbalizing that. Okay. All right. If you were in a position in your business where you don't have a lot of people working on your team, then you need to double that. I'm just going to put it out there and say, if you're in the beginning stages of your business, you need to double that, because the main thing that you're working on is reaching out, following up, getting people signed up. Okay, so just remember that. I'm just putting these things out there so it's clear. Okay. The other thing is, the next thing I'm going to talk about is schedule. Okay, how many of you have had kids home for several months now? I think this can definitely work in our favor, because we're not crash landing into June trying to figure out, oh my word, what am I going to do with my kids and my grandkids while they're here? We're traveling more. There's just more things going on because of what's happened, in the sense that we're prepared, right? Because we kind of already have a rhythm. We're not going to spend a month trying to figure out like the new normal. Okay. So that is working in our favor. And I will also say, there doesn't have to be a summer slowdown if we know how to schedule our days. Okay. And a lot of times, like, you just have to accept the crazy. It kind of goes back to the expectation thing. And so the only way around it, there's no way around it, actually. It's only through it. And so some of us have our kids home with us all the time. Others of us have to figure out how to make that work, right? And it's going to look different for you than it does me, or for Molly than it does Amber, right? But you have to figure out what that looks like and carve out your plexus protected plexus work time, however you want to say that. I feel like I'm jumbling my words, but you have to get those written in, okay? The cool thing is we're not necessarily crash landing into this summer stress mode, because we're already in the routine, okay? So that's super cool. So you need to decide now what your work hours will be. And I will just say, guys, go print this off. If you feel like you struggle, actually, I don't even know I don't even know how not 100% of people would benefit from having this all-in-one one-stop shop, okay? Because it has everything in one spot. It has even your goals for the year. You have to revisit that. It's making you go back and revisit, which I realized, I looked back at my first journal, I'm like, oh, I never wrote them down. So that's your plan for this rest of this week, and just getting your stuff down on paper, your vision for the month, your connections. I wrote down all of my new ambassadors. I have people that can go silver. I have people on my connection list. I have a whole list of potentials on my other journal so get stuff written down on paper so that you have a plan, okay? The other thing I will show you really quickly is in the back of my journal, I also put down who can rank up, okay? And I have a list of potentials. I have some super silvers. I have some people that can re-rank silver. And so you're gonna have to go in your back office and sort by points and rank, so that you can kind of get your brain wrapped around who those people are. Get them on paper, and then you need to contact them, okay? And find out, hey, what is your goal for this month? Would you like me to help you set a point goal or a rank up goal or a point goal? I would love to help you do that. So it starts with asking. Okay, so I'm still working on my summer schedule and figuring that out. I was listening to Emily Gibson, and she works Plexus from 11 to 4 every day. Her kids are home, but also her husband's home, and so that works for her. She doesn't go to bed till, I thought she said after midnight, because that's what works for her. But she's like, but I don't get up till 9 in the morning, and she's like, and this schedule works for me. So I'm like, okay, but the point is, your schedule doesn't have to look like mine, or it doesn't have to look like Sally's, but the key is, do you have your map on paper of when you're going to work? That's why we have these sheets, so that you can map it out and make it happen. Okay, so we're going to talk about what to do really quickly. So the lists, you have to make some lists. I just showed you mine. If you want more growth and less chaos, you got to make some lists, okay? So first list I want you to jot down that you need to make, if you haven't remade this yet, is your prospect list. Okay, this might look like printing out your Facebook friends list. If you've never done that, we have a call that Amanda did on how to do that. It's on my YouTube channel. You can go get that and figure out how to do that. And you want to shoot for at least 20 to 50 people on your prospect list. Maybe that looks like the people in the last couple days that have looked at all of your Facebook or Instagram stories. Maybe that's where you're going to draw that list from, but rewrite your prospect list. Okay. You can go back to all the people you talked to last month also, and maybe put them on your hot 20 list, because those are people that you feel like definitely with a little bit more info, maybe they're going to be part of our group next week, our little 1 hour event on Thursday night. Maybe they just need a little bit more education before they actually take the plunge. Okay, and we already talked about deciding how many, well, I told you how many were enrolling, but you need to decide how many you're enrolling, okay? 6 is the new 3, okay? We talk about power 3, power 3, power 3, and if you have never sponsored more than 3 people, that might scare you to be like, whoa, I can't imagine sponsoring 6 or 10, but I will just say that you can do it, okay? If you've sponsored 3, then you can sponsor 10. It's going to take some more time this month, but you can do it. Oh, shoot. Where's my sticky notes? Well, I have lots of different sizes of sticky notes, but get your sticky notes posted. I'm going to post them on my door, and I'm going to put my 6 sticky notes there because I want a visual of what I'm going after. And if you see it every day, it's going to remind you. And I also want you to verbalize it, because when you verbalize what your goal is or what your intention is, you're that much more likely to achieve it. So I want you to do that. Okay. The next thing you need to do, I already talked about sorting points and rank up, but you need to create a master list. And here in a second, we're going to listen to something that's going to help us with that. But you need to figure out who's going silver, who can add 3. So go silver or add 3. Some people maybe have already been silver, but you can find out if they'd like to add 3 more, right? Who's adding 6? So basically your back office is an area of potential. And if you have no idea who the people are that could potentially do this, you need to be asking yourself, so who are my people, right? asking yourself, because your subconscious mind will start working on that. Like, who are my people? Who are my people? Not just from I want to assign 6 potentials, but also who can I help duplicate in my organization? Okay. Because if you don't have both prongs on, rolling in your brain, but also rolling in how your business operates, it's going to be very lopsided. And you're going to burn yourself out if all you ever do is just recruit. And that is some people's strength. Like, they're really good at that. But sometimes we have to slow down a little bit so that we can help people duplicate. Okay. Find out who can go super silver, who can rank up, who's close to hitting gold for the first time. Maybe you didn't know that your level 4 is only like 3 people away. Okay. These are things that we need to know and that we need to be looking at. Maybe you have people in between a point goal, and you can help them either set the next point goal, or you can say, you know what, this is the month to go for a crazy goal, and this is how we're going to do it. But ask them first, get their buy-in before you say, hey, this is your goal. Okay. So you want to actually ask them first before you proceed with, okay, are you open to my thoughts? Here's how we can do this. I will help you make a map, and I'll help you make a plan. Okay. And the other thing that I have been doing this week, which I feel like I've dropped the ball in light of not always being really great about telling what I'm doing. Okay, so right after the month ended, I made a list of who can rank up, how to help people map it out. I blitzed through my list of people that had commented or liked on my stories recently, and blitzed through that list. It was a list of potentials, right? But I will also say, if you have not blitz messaged your potentials, your potential in your back office, which is all the 0 PV people, it is high time for reaching out to those people if you have not. Okay, that is a huge area of point growth, and those people will restart, but I want them restarting with me, right? So I'm going to actually drop my wording in the chat thread. I did post it in the threads yesterday, but I thought it might be helpful. I put out another survey. Hey, number 1, I need to restart. Number 2, hey, this is what's going on. That way I have clarity, and I've been getting responses back from that. So it is helpful to just get clarity from your people on where you at. The partial PV people that from last month maybe only ordered partially, your goal for this month is to help them get on another couple of products that they could try. Even if you do like a little product tester thing, incentive, like, hey, summer product tester, would you be game for being one? And then figure out what they need to get them to 100 PV. Maybe it's a twin pack of active. Maybe it's Joyome collagen. Maybe it's whatever, you can figure that out. And then don't forget your customers. Any of your customers can upgrade and become an ambassador this month. So you need to be chatting with those people and finding out. Okay, I'm going to talk about 2 things at the very end that I'm excited about, but really quickly, I'm going to screen share because I found so much value in Brooke Hemingway's training that I listened to that we're just going to listen to it. I could definitely like transcribe everything, but I feel like it would be beneficial for you guys to just hear it from her. So we're just going to dive in and listen. Make sure you get your notebooks out because she has some truth bombs to share with y'all.
Shower right now. So this is the gorgeous hair going on right here. But I'm excited to be here today and to goal set with you guys. And I was just doing this, beauty queen right here, beauty queen in the bathroom, #bathroom office. Okay, so I'm excited to come here today and goal set with you. I love goal setting. It's like one of my very favorite things is to sit down and map out a plan with people. And so I want you to imagine I'm sitting down right next to you and we're mapping out your plan for the month. And many of you guys have set some goals, and I'm going to challenge you to push it a little bit farther than what you set. Because yesterday, for example, I was sitting down with one of my level 1 emeralds, and I was like, well, I mean, why couldn't you go sapphire? And she was thinking like a little bit smaller. And I was like, well, here's what I see. And we started going through all of her people. And we started talking about some of the people that her people had signed up. And so one of the things that I want you to really think about when you're looking at the month is maybe you have a goal of going like senior gold to ruby or ruby to senior ruby. And it seems like such a huge jump because it's 250 points. And you're like, holy cow, that's a lot. Or maybe you got close to senior gold and you had like 200 points last month. And so you've set your goal at just senior gold, which is great. I shouldn't say just, but you're like, okay, I'm going to grow 50 points. And I would look at that and I'd be like, okay, let's get senior gold for sure. That's a given, but why not ruby? And the reason I think so big is because we have such an incredible opportunity to grow our businesses this month. And as I was sitting with her, I was like, well, I mean, what would it look like if you found 20 new people in your whole organization? Of course, she's an Emerald, so she has a bigger organization, but I said, what would it look like if you could find 20 people in your organization to add 6 people? 20 people to get the $350 bonuses, plus all the welcome pack bonuses. And when you break it down that way, it's like, okay, I just have to find 20 people that want to make over $500. How can I find 20 people that want to make over $500? And that would add, let me do the math here, 20 times 6 is 120 new ambassadors. 120 new ambassadors times 5 points is 700 points. 700 points for finding 20 people who want to make over $500 by just helping 6 people with their skin, their health, their energy, or their weight. So let's not overcomplicate it. Let's keep it simple when we're talking to our team members and when we're talking to ourselves. Can I find 6 people that want better skin, better health, better weight, or better energy? Can I help my team members find 6 people? Yes, you can. So when you're thinking of your goal, you've probably got a goal that's pretty reasonable. I want you to just decide right now that reasonable goal is an absolute. That's a must. You're going to do that. It's not going to be impossible, but then I want you to push the envelope. How much farther can you go? Can you take it to the next rank? Can you double your points from last month? Say you had, 150 points. Can you get to 300 points? Say you had 300 points. Can you get to 600 points? So looking for massive leaps and bounds. And one of the things that I know to be true is that if you look at anybody that has been really successful in network marketing, it's because if you look back over the history of their career, typically because of 90-day periods of time where they pushed and they worked really hard and they did extra effort and they worked extra hours and they were extra creative and resourceful, but it was like these 90-day pushes. And so we had 2 months of this incentive and now we have a 3rd month. Do not take this month for granted. Do not think, oh, they're just going to keep doing it all summer. No, they're not. They're going to start Leaders Retreat Contest in July, and this goes away. And so if ever there was a time to take the bull by the horns, it's this month. And you want to tell your team members that as well. For me, in my mind, when somebody joins and they're willing to share, my goal in my mind is not, I'm going to get them silver. I'm like, how am I going to get them gold? How am I going to get them gold? Okay, and I do it incrementally. So when you look at your team members, as you look at your goal to set it up, you're like, they're silver. How am I going to get them to gold? First stop, super silver. Once I get them there, I'm going to cast the vision. And if I can get them to super silver by developing 1 silver, they've already learned how to develop somebody. They've already seen that it's not impossible to develop somebody. And so the leap from 10 to 20 doesn't seem so bad. Because it's like, well, yeah, maybe I could find 1 or 2 other people to go silver. And if I can find 1 or 2 other people to go silver, I just need to sponsor 4 more people. So you've got to start thinking a little bit bigger with your people. So one of the things I want you to do is get really familiar with your back office as you're thinking about your goal. Sit down, open it up, sort by points and rank, or go to points and rank, sort by team points in May. Highest points to lowest points. Who had points on your team? Now, if you're a gold ambassador and you don't have a team sharing right now, this is the best time ever to reach out to all of your level 1s, okay? And when you reach out to your level 1s, if you are somebody that, doesn't really have a team yet or doesn't have much of a team sharing, you want to acknowledge the fact that they don't necessarily want to do business. And if you approach it in that way, and you approach it in the way of, I'm looking for referrals this month of people to help with their skin, their health, their energy, or their weight. I'm wondering if you might want to, A, run a Facebook event, B, think of a few people that could use this, C, do a Zoom. You can choose what you want to offer for them. Or D, invite some people to the 3-day challenge and sell some sample boxes, right? So you can choose what method is working best for your team and what you want to do. But those wholesalers are a gold mine of people they know. And it has so much to do with the verbiage and how you say it. And if you vomit a bunch of information about all these different bonuses and going silver and make it sound like it's complicated or like it's a business, they're going to run the other way. So I'm looking for some referrals to help more people with their skin, their health, their energy, their weight, something like that. Okay. So that's what you're going to do if you don't have a team. But if you have, and also if you don't have a team, you are going to recruit at least 6 to 10 people this month. That's your goal. And that might scare some of you like crazy. You're like, oh my gosh, I've never sponsored more than 3 people in a month. Well, this is a great month to do that. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to be doing your IPA every single day. You're going to be, passing out a stick of Slim at the park. You're going to have things with you where you can pass out a stick of Slim or you can pass out an Active. You're going to talk to more people. You're going to reach out to more people. You're going to follow up with more people. You're going to not make it weird. Don't make it weird. Just be normal.
Whoopsie, what happened? Hold on, is it my internet? Ah. Hold on, let me see if I can get it back.
If I'm going to go for a run later, I'm not going to shout. And you're going to talk about it when you enroll them. It's part of your onboarding system now is that you talk about our referral program and these great bonuses for simply sharing with 3 or 6 people. And from those 6 to 10 people you sponsor, on your sheet, you're going to make space for 2 to 3 silvers from those 6 to 10 people. And when you do that, you're going to grow by 15 to like 20 new ambassadors. As a gold ambassador, you're going to grow by 15 to 20. And that puts you so close to senior gold that you're going to hustle it to get to senior gold. You're going to be within 10 to senior gold. And how are you going to make up that last 10? Well, those 3 new silvers you developed, who wants to go to 6? Who wants to get another $370? I guarantee you're going to have some takers. And then you're going to dig into your IPA a little bit more. So I want to encourage you guys to work hard at the beginning of the month and to plant a lot of seeds and to talk to all of your ambassadors and to recruit heavy at the beginning of the month so that you have time to develop throughout the month. You see, so often we wait until the end of the month and we're like, oh, I haven't sponsored anybody. Oh crap, there's 3 days left. I better get to work. You're doing it now, because everybody that you sponsor this week, you have then 3 weeks to develop them. 3 weeks. That's like an eternity in Plexus land, okay? You have time to develop them, and then guess what? You have time to develop their people, and then you have time to develop their people, and then it grows and grows and grows. Here's an example of what you're gonna do this month. I have a level 1 that just started sharing last month, went gold, started sharing in April, went gold. Last month they added 30 people to her team. She missed senior gold because it had some drop off, but she's going to get that this month. But she's my level 1. I taprooted through to her 2 who went gold last month. I taprooted through to her 3 who's shy about sharing, but she at least got 3 people, and she went super silver. I taprooted through to my 4 who signed up 14 people in 1 day. In 1 day, 14 people. Okay? I was on 7 phone calls with her. 7 20-minute phone calls for her first 7 enrollments. It took me time. It was my level 4. Those people were level 5s that they signed up. But I am digging deep, strong roots into that team. Guaranteed that girl, that's my 4, is going to go gold. The girl above her is going to get a little fire lit under her butt because she's going to miss out if she doesn't grow outside leg points. So she's going to get a fire under her. She's going to go gold. Her sponsor's going to go senior gold. The one above is going to go senior gold, potentially ruby. So a lot of you are stopping with, I got somebody, yay! And I'm like, I don't really care if you sponsored somebody. What did you do with them? Like, I do want you to sponsor people, and I sponsor people too, but if you don't develop them, you're not going to go anywhere. And I think of some people that I've even known in the jewel ranks that were crazy, amazing sponsorers that could not maintain emeralds. And so I've taken that one level 1 who has maybe sponsored 10 people total, and I've taken her team to 50 through developing down. And so that's how you can make big change this month. That's how you can create big growth this month, is you develop wide and down through all of these people. Anybody that's willing to share, anybody that's excited, I don't care if it's your 2, your 3, your 4, anybody that's excited, you get in there. You help them with some enrollments until finally after the 7th one, she was like, I think I got this. I'm like, sweet, because I'm running out of time. I didn't say that, but I was like, I can't do. But what I did at that point is I turned it back over to her leaders. I said, oh my gosh, you guys, I've been having so much fun with Jasmine today. We did 7 phone calls, got 7 people signed up. Listen, I've got lots of other people waiting for my help. I know you guys are totally capable of this. You know how to talk to people about products, help them, get them signed up. I'm going to turn it back over to you. You guys cool with that? And they were like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Okay, yeah. And then they took it from there and they helped her get another 7. So it's not like I do all the work for them, but I had somebody that was right then at that moment. I got someone, can you get on the phone? I got someone, can you get on the phone? It was like one after another. And I could have been like, yeah, I don't have time. But I was like, I'm going to do this to show the girls above her what's possible. So you are going to write down the names of who you have and who do they have. Because maybe your level 1 is not the strongest, but maybe the 2 or the 3 has a lot of influence, is really strong, really wants it, wants to make some money, thinks this is fun, loves to help people, is all about the health. Like, there's somebody in your organization that you're missing. Who are you missing? Write that down. Who am I missing? Another example is I had a chat with one of my senior rubies that's awesome this morning, and I remembered that one of her level 1s shows up to all the things, is really awesome, and she's a school teacher and school's out. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the time to really get her going. This is the time. So who do you have? It's a school teacher that's out of school for the summer. Who do you have whose job has been furloughed? Who do you have that wants to be a stay-at-home mom? Who do you have? What your wording is for a three-way chat when you're inviting them to hop on the phone with you to help them sign up, especially when they don't know you. So you're going to train your level one basically like, well, you're going to train like this girl that was my level 4. I said, just tell them you don't really know how to sign somebody up because you've just started and you've just gotten your products. And so you want your friend to help. So for somebody that's brand new, they kind of get that little out, like that little ticket where they don't have to know everything and they get to just say, no, I've never actually gotten anybody started on the products, but my friend Angela knows how to use the website. Let me just add her to this call, or let me just connect us in a message. So that's that. Otherwise, to do a three-way message for somebody that's kind of new to sharing and is really nervous about signing somebody up, I think for them to just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to add my friend Angela to this message. She knows the website way better than I do. And I want to make sure that we get you the right products for what you need. So it's kind of like, hey, she's an expert. I want to get you the right fit because I really care about you and I want to make sure you get the right thing. So let me add her. Something like that. Okay. Yes, a reminder for the three-way message to taproot down. Okay, so really, honestly, what I do is I take these people, and when they start sharing, I say, as soon as you get a response back, whatever the response is, send me a screenshot, and I'll tell you what to say. And we do this a few times. And then they feel confident in knowing what to say. And they don't ask me all of the time. But I'm hand-holding like that for a 1, for a 2. If the 1 has got it by then and the 2, and they're doing a good job, fine. But if they're still not really sure what they're doing, I'm going to help down. And I feel like the fastest way is send me a screenshot of what they said back, and I'll teach you what to say. Okay? So some good questions there. And there's tons and tons of questions that you guys have. Yes. Okay. So Ashley, I have an ambassador who won't let me touch her people and isn't working the business. What's your advice? I mean, I would just have a discussion with her and just say, hey, you know, let's come up with something that works for both of us. Learning how to persuade people and have influence over people, the first thing you have to do is find a common win. So if you have somebody that's super protective over their people and they have horrible retention or they're not working the business, the first thing that you want to do is find a win. Hey, Jessica, I just wanted to talk to you about something today. I would actually call them up. I just wanted to talk to you about something today that I feel like is going to be important for your people to have success on their products. I know that you and I both want them to get the health results that they started for. And that is our primary goal, is we want people to feel good. We want people to get results, and we want them to be able to have the support that they need. I know that you're not really interested in like all the minutia of this and maybe all of the follow-up that goes into taking care of people and adjusting their products. And so I just want to offer to help you with that. Now, I don't have to do that on my own. We could do it together in a group message, but I just don't want these people to have, you know, a not so great experience on the products. And I know that this isn't a do-it-yourself kind of a thing.
and I have lots of experience helping people with the products. So would it be okay if we just kind of start this system where you start somebody and you have a three-way message and I help guide them on how to use their products? Okay? So the first thing you have to do is not be like, why can't I talk to your people? Or you're being so protective, or I just want to help them. It's, I know we both want the same thing. We both want, it's like coming together, this is what we want. How can we make this happen? Okay? All right, so let's get back to goal setting. So I've told you, you need to take a look at your organization. Who do you have? Who do they have? And how many people can you get to 6? That's your goal. How many people can I get to 6, right? And then you've got to start looking at your calendar for the month. What are you going to do to make that happen? How many 3-day challenges are you going to do? How many Zooms are you going to do? How many business events are you going to do? What's that going to look like? And establish some team buy-in. If you have a larger team, what do you guys feel about this schedule? We did this yesterday with some of my leaders. What do you feel about this schedule? Ours is going to be a little bit different this month. We've made some shifts. We've made some changes. And we're going to do every Tuesday a health and wellness opportunity Zoom. Every Wednesday, a maximize your results Zoom, because we have so many new people that have joined, and we want to give them top tips for getting the best results with their products for the first 20 minutes. And then the last 10 minutes is going to talk about one of the best ways that you can get results with your products is have accountability. And we need people to hold us accountable. And when you grab 3 friends, you're going to have this little community of people that are doing it together, and you're all going to hold each other accountable. So then we're going to talk about sharing, we're going to talk about the referral bonuses, and we're going to talk about how they could get a few accountability partners started with them. And then every Thursday is going to be a business call. So the idea is they're going to come on Tuesday, they're going to hear about the products, they're going to join, they're going to come on Wednesday to learn how to get the very best results. They're also going to learn about different products that maybe they didn't buy, like Joyome or whatever, but they're like, ooh, I want to buy that, and they're going to go on the website and buy it. They're going to have more product, they're going to be excited about it, and they're going to learn about sharing and how to get the best results. Then at the end of that call, we're going to invite them to come tomorrow. You know, if you're curious at all about what we do and what this looks like for a business and what kind of person does this business, join us tomorrow at 7. So we're going to do that every single week, and we're splitting it up amongst leaders. We're going to do a Saturday morning virtual sip and share, like a Saturday morning kind of thing for people that need to do things on the weekends, and we're going to have 2 3-day challenges. So you have to decide what's going to work for you. If you have a tiny team and you don't have an upline that supports you, I would say in order to accomplish your goal, your best bet is 3-way messages, Zooms, group FaceTimes, or group video calls and Messenger, since they have that now. That's going to be your best plan, is to do that until you've developed a bigger team, more people that are leaders that have opinions. But basically, you're going to draw out, I've shown you some drawn maps in the past, and I should find, you know what I'll do is when I post up this picture or this Zoom, I'll put some pictures of some maps, and I'll put a picture of a couple of maps for people that it actually happened for. So I made a map for one of my level 3s that went Senior Ruby last month, Melissa, and she did it. I made a map for Julia to re-rank Senior Ruby. She lost half her team to cross recruiting last year. She re-ranked Senior Ruby last month. I made a map for my level 2 to go Ruby. She went Ruby last month. We made this map with all the lines of how are you going to fill it in? Who's going to be a silver? And here's the thing is, when you make your map, it might look completely insane. And you might be like, this is crazy. Like, oh my gosh, I'm crazy. You're right, you're a little bit crazy, but crazy people are the people that change the world. Crazy people are the people that get their goals done, that do the impossible. Yes, I'll post up the pictures of the maps in the comments when I post this video, just so you can see some ideas. And when you make a map, it should include you, like I said, sponsoring 6 to 10 people and developing 2 new silvers. Like if it's a push month and you're really going and you're really trying, that to me is like your ultimate goal. And you might have a line for somebody that you're going to get to super silver or silver with no name on that line because that person hasn't joined you yet. but you have to make a space for them in your mind and in your heart. I'm making a space for this person. I don't know who this person is, but I'm going to get on my knees every day, and I'm going to pray for this person to come into my business. I don't know who's going to really take off and go to gold. I have these 7 silvers, but one of them is going to go gold. I don't know who it is just yet. I'm going to talk to them all. I'm going to find the willing, and I'm going to give them the steps: post, list, message, invite. Post, list, message, invite. Post, make a list, message, invite. Okay? So that's literally, so Angie, I'm going to show you just some handwritten maps. She just asked. I'm going to show you some handwritten maps. I am and always will be a pen and paper girl. I have to draw it out. Let me show you something. Hold on.
So these maps are what she's talking about. She just mapped them out with a pen and a paper. And I have the screenshots of those ones that she did for her people. But it's basically this.
This is what I'm going to use this month. Because we're going to push for Thomas to go diamond this month, which is going to be a push, it's going to be a challenge. I mean, hopefully we can do it. I'm just going for it. But I've got these sticky notes. These are giant Post-it notes. And so I'm going to make all these maps here, and then I'm going to stick them on my wall next to my desk. And every time I come to sit down and work, I can look at that and be like, I should talk to Laura. I should talk to Jenny. Megan's only added 2. She said she wanted 6. I'm going to reach out to Corey. Corey said she wanted 10. She has 5. Like, it gives me a map of who to work with and how to do the work. Otherwise, would you agree that you feel super scatterbrained? Like, it just feels overwhelming. But if you map everything out and you sit down and you look at your map every single day, you're like, this is someone I can tap right through. This is someone I can talk to. Let me see if this person will do an event. And on top of that, you're doing your own personal IPA. It's so easy to hide behind developing other people. It's super easy to do that. I did that for a period of my business. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. They're all adding so many people. And I had like 1 month where I didn't sponsor anybody. And I was like, how can I tell people to sponsor people if I don't do it? So lead by example. Always develop a silver. Always develop other ranks, and always sponsor people. So I want to see you guys make up your maps. And your map is going to be something simple like, you know, I'm going to write down, okay, Jessica's goal is super silver. Megan is silver. Heather is gold. She already has 60 points, so she needs 8. So literally, it's something like this, okay? It's not like crazy fancy. You can use the sheets for momentum movement if you want, because it is neater. But if you just want to use paper, you can use paper. If you want to use Post-its, if you want to get a big piece of paper and do that, you just need to map it all out, and it needs to be done today. Whatever it is you're going to do, like, it needs to be done today. I'm doing my map today. I've already thought it out in my mind. Now I'm going to write it out. This is, you know, I don't have a ruler, but I would say this is 11 by 11. But if they have a 15 by 15, get a 15 by 15. Look, you think I'm a Post-it queen. I got the lined ones. I got these, like, oh, let's see, my computer. See my computer. I got Post-its on there. Like, all the Post-its, all the time. It's my system and it works, okay? Whatever works for you, you get a pretty spreadsheet that makes your brain just explode with happiness. Do that. A spreadsheet makes me want to die and vomit. Okay? but to each their own. I'm just showing you how unsophisticated I am and how you can be unsophisticated and you can still be organized and you can still get amazing things done. So I just want to encourage you guys to push yourself past what you set originally as your goal for this month. And I want you to look at all of the examples of all of the people that made huge, crazy, amazing leaps last month as proof positive that you can do it. It really all just depends on how well you've mapped it out and how hard you're willing to work. How uncomfortable are you willing to make yourself? How many people are you willing to talk to? How many levels deep are you willing to dig to find somebody? Like, you have to find somebody that wants to do it, and then you've got to find your own new people that want to do it. Any goal is achievable. Don't say it's not. Just say, I didn't really want to work hard enough for it. How's that? Any goal is achievable. Just say, I didn't really want it bad enough, or I didn't really want to work hard enough for it. And that's okay. Like, no shame, no guilt, whatever. Like, if you didn't really want it, don't be disappointed that you didn't get it. If you really want it, then go for it. And however far you go, you'll be so proud of how far you got because of how hard you worked. So for me, this is all about busting it out this month, and I'm really excited about that. I'll share my maps as soon as this loads up. I'll load it up right away. I'll share some examples of those maps because those maps worked last month. They worked. We made it at the beginning of the month, and those 3 people ranked up. And so I'm going to make it a lot of maps today for a lot of people, and I'm planning on helping the same thing happen for those people. If you've lost rank by hundreds of points, if you've missed goals, this is the month to do it. This is the month you can do it. Absolutely, 100%. Dig in, do the work, be organized, still take care of yourself, still, take care of your husband, still love your kids, but let them know, I'm working really hard this month. I'm working really hard. This is what I'm working for. This is what it's going to do for families that I'm helping. This is what it's going to do for our family. And we're going to have to work together as a team. And every time I reach a certain benchmark, let's celebrate. You reach a benchmark, your goal was to add 20 team members. Every 5, celebrate. Do something. Go to the park. Go get an ice cream. Do something. Reach another 5, have a dance party. Whatever it is, do something. Make it a family thing to where they understand why you're working hard, what you're working hard for, and make it a celebration. And then it's just not all pain and suffering and daggers, okay? All right, guys, get your sheets out, start making your maps, and I'll share these below. And I can't wait to see what you guys are coming up with. Share your goals and your maps underneath this video in the group as well so that we can cheer for you, root for you. I know anything is possible, guys. Have a great day.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to mute you guys. Justin popped his head in here. I didn't realize that when I answered him that I muted her video also. There was some weird glitch, which that glitch, the video was glitching earlier today for too, but in a different spot for me. So, okay. Hi-ho, here we go. So we are keeping in mind the word for the month. Okay, last month's word was momentum. This month's word is unstoppable. And actually, you can pair them together. Actually, maybe that's what we should do. Amanda can help me make a new graphic, and we'll put unstoppable, momentum, and we'll put the definitions of both. Words are important. I would also encourage you, in light of setting your goals, you need to put your affirmations out, and you need to not just write them down, but you need to say them. Okay. My affirmation, whoa, where'd my affirmations go? I wrote down some for me. Okay, you do not outgrow the need for resetting goals and for writing down affirmations. This week, my affirmations are: I am organized, I am systematic, I am healthy and intentional. And if you have a goal like to hit a crazy rank goal in your business, you need to write that down, and you also need to verbalize it. So, and there's a lot of strength and accountability, and so I don't know. I don't think I put up a goal post yet. I think we were celebrating wins. So I will put up a goal post. I will also have, I'm excited about this because Brooke actually has a resource that she is calling, let me find it, the Summer Send-Off download. And so I'm going to share that with you guys. I'll peruse it first, but that's being posted tomorrow. So I will share that with you guys. Also, I forgot on that scoop video that I did on the Momentum group, I forgot to mention, so I have a 90-day plan for us. All right, so we're hosting this group the next 2 months, so in June and July. And then the month of August, I'm actually encouraging every single person to go and register for Brooke's Momentum Movement. It's a month long. It was supposed to be like 4 different locations around the United States, but because of COVID, it was canceled, and she had to pivot, and she did a month-long coaching. And there were like 2-hour webinars on Fridays, absolutely phenomenal. And I feel like for where everyone is at in their business, in their mindset, in their personal lives, like it would benefit you so much. It is $149 to go register. I will actually put the information in the Momentum group, but I wanted to explain what that was. So that's what that is, and that's why I'm promoting it to everyone. So we have June and July, where we will work together. I'm going to duplicate as much as I can because I'm still in her business coaching course. We're still going to do the power hours, and I'm going to be duplicating what she is doing in hers. But I just feel like there's so much value for you to hear from her, to put some skin in the game, to be invested in some coaching for a month, because you have to think about it this way. Because I saw someone on the team Zoom the other night when I mentioned it, to ask her to lower the price. To me, $150 is worth it, and it would have been worth it for me as a silver ambassador to pay $150. Okay, you get $150 for going super silver. So go super silver this month, and boom, you have your solution for buying her coaching program for that month. But you have to think forward to it. That $150 investment could potentially make me $150,000. Okay, because of how much and how quickly if you're in a coaching, like what we're doing here and what we're doing next month, but setting yourself up to put yourself in a position to be changed. And it's not just one coaching call. It's not just one power hour. It's not just one thing that you're on or one book you read. It's the continual putting yourself in the presence of someone better than you, so that you can make the small pivots, and so that you can get out of your own head, you can get out of your overthinking, you can recognize the areas where you're avoiding, resisting, procrastinating, or just not doing. It may be something that you're not even realizing you're doing or not doing, or sometimes it's just a tiny little tweak in wording, a little nuance that can make such a difference, or sometimes it's your mindset that completely overhauls your activity because you have the correct mindset behind the action. So that's what I'm encouraging. And so you have 2 months to go make an extra 150 or budget for that, so that you can invest that in your business. Remember, it is a write-off. So whatever you spend on your business throughout the year, guys, we don't have a brick and mortar business. Hello. So it's not like you're having to spend tons and tons of money to create your business, right? You are your business. So the more you invest in yourself and coaching and mindset training and, the things that you're learning here and from Brooke potentially in August are things that you can't put a price tag on that. Okay. And the fact that it's a business write-off, you have to remember, you're either paying Uncle Sam or you're paying that money to reinvest back into your business. So it's kind of a mindset shift, even that, from shifting from I can't afford that to how can I make that happen? How could I afford that? And I'll also say that we're going to work out some sort of scholarship program for people that consistently show up the next 2 months in these coachings in this Momentum group that we're hosting. So stay tuned for that. We don't have all the details out for that, but I'm just putting the bug in your ear that we are going to be doing some of that. Let's see, this is kind of a longer coaching session, but I feel like it was so important. I didn't want to just play Brooke's video. I felt like you guys needed to hear some of Justin and my brain space, and then listen to her video instead of just listening to my transcription of it. And then also, I am willing to stay on for another 5 minutes if you guys have specific questions. or want to unmute or ask some things in the comments. I realize that this is a very mixed group. So we have people that are brand new, to, you know, all the way to people that are pushing for Sapphire this month. So, you know, you're hearing with your ear, with your, you know, with the place that you are right now in your business and your life. And so we want to help, you know, the brand new all the way to people that are working on actually diamond. Justin's going for diamond this month. So, yep, exactly. Does anyone have any specific questions? Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm happy to help. I'm still in the process of mapping out stuff for people, sending out specifics to people that are level ones of ours, and all of you have fantastic leaders. And Justin and I are not untouchable. We coach a lot of different people on the team. So if you feel like, oh my word, like I don't know how to map out a goal, I don't know, like these are my goals, these are my people, but what do I do? We are available. So don't feel like we're too busy to help you. So just FYI. Yes, the verbiage is so helpful. All right. Anyone? No questions? All right. It's getting loud at my house. So I'll close this in prayer. Thank you, Wendy, for that idea. We're at the top of a really big month. You guys feel it? Is it scary to you? It should scare you. If you're going for some big goals, it shouldn't feel like da, 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 right? It's good because that propels us forward, like lights the fire, like, oh, exciting. Okay, Mom's gonna pray. You want to pray with me? No? You can sit on my lap. All right, I'm gonna pray and then we'll close off and we'll get to work. And I would love for everyone, I'll put a post on the Momentum group where you guys can screenshot your maps and your goals and all the things that we talked about on this call. So I'm excited, and I also am getting the How to Work series reposted. So the first 10 days of the month, I'm gonna get that posted so you kind of have it broken down in a really systematic order, okay? Here we go. Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity that we've had to just talk about goals, talk about just, you know, working this business, how to do the things, how to map it out, how to be more excellent at the tasks that we have in front of us. And I just thank you for the opportunity that this business has given us to depend on you, to commit our work to you. I thank you that you ultimately are the one that will help us succeed. I pray that you would give us wisdom as we talk to people, help us to have the right mindset, wisdom to know what to say, who to talk to. And we just thank you, Lord, for your mercies, your goodness. I thank you for each marriage and family represented here. I pray for, covering and a blessing over them. I thank you that we can be light bearers in a really dark time and a really unstable time right now in our country. Just a lot of different things going on. We just thank you that we can be people that stand for truth and reflect your love, your grace, your light, and a lot of positivity and good things into the world. So I just commit all these things to you. Thank you for everyone's goals. We just pray for grace, pray for favor, and we commit it to you in the name of the Lord Jesus. Amen. Alrighty, I will get the recording up. Thank you guys for popping on. Sorry this was a little bit long, but I feel like it had a lot of meat. So now you have what you need. You can go map it out, and then we'll talk more throughout the month, and we'll see some crazy, wonderful things happen. Okay, bye guys. Just a minute.